10 Wendigos caught on camera. Of all the mysterious creatures to ever walk on the face of the earth, a Wendigo is the most elusive and fear-striking being. A Wendigo is seen as a monster or an evil spirit. According to legends, they have some human characteristics. When we decided to make this video and all the Wendigo sightings out there, it was a lot of trouble, as there is very little authentic data, and finding it is pretty difficult. With that said, let's start off this list. Number 1. A footage was recorded on January 2014. Two teenage boys went to explore a deserted house when they had a terrifying encounter inside. It was described as being Wendigo, which appeared out of nowhere screeching. The boys ran away extremely scared and could hardly describe the thing. The screech was horrible, like a werewolf, and it flew at them, causing them to trip over on their way out. Imagine being with them in that room while all this happens. You will get goosebumps just by looking at the terrifying video, which contains the boys running for their dear lives. Being pitch dark and the only light being a flashlight didn't help either. It went clattering to the ground. However, before the light could go out, we did manage to get a glimpse of the creature inside. It seemed as if it had a hood over its head, much like robbers, but of white color. Even if we could explain its appearance, we can in no way replicate its terrible screech that drove away those teenage boys in an instant. Number 2. Probably the most famous sightings of the Wendigo also shows teenage boys getting into an abandoned house. However, this time it's a bit different. The boys approach the fallen building in broad daylight instead of darkness, and the surroundings were insignificant as everything was glistening. It's somehow astounding how such an environment can still send chills down your spine. Incidentally, we can see multiple images of that area in which those boys claim to have captured a Wendigo. They were caught on camera by the boys themselves, who were probably too afraid to get a clear picture. One of them was in the basement that led down from the ground into darkness, and others were out in the open. Behind a tree and a tall bark, there is again a small evidence of white-dressed creatures that we can't see the face of. There is something extremely strange about those pictures and encounters that even we can't explain really well. The haziness of the real and the elusive shape of these creatures cannot be explained by anyone, even to this day. Number 3. In a paranormal TV reality show named Lost Tapes. This show showed images and videos of paranormal activities and was famous for its horror stories. One of the episodes was titled Wendigo and included what they dubbed as a real sighting. We do not know for sure if their claim is right and if it is exactly what they claim. Nevertheless, it does give you an idea about the Wendigo and how an encounter may fare if you are faithful enough to come across one. In that video shown in the show, we can see a woman holding a light and pointing it at something in the dark, while she yelled, "Stay back!" The entire time, we can hear a growl in the background that is sure to give you nightmares. In the meantime, she lights a flare and throws it towards the creature, which can be seen growling in the background, and then she moves around and tries to run away. We can see the flashlight bouncing on the ground as she tries to get away from that horrible noise in the darkness, with fear packed in her voice as she tries to call for someone to help her get out of that situation. We wish no one has to face this skin-crawling situation. At least, not alone.
Stay back! Stay back!
Number 4. We have another video of what is labeled as a Wendigo. It's really hard to make out something, although it's light. There is a low-quality camera used for that picture, which resulted in significantly dropped picture quality. However, at a closer look, it seems to be a humanoid shape with arms and legs. It looks like it's walking in a crouched position. The people making the video can be seen talking in an extremely frightened manner and pointing out at the creature who seems to be walking across. The confused and frightened screams can be clearly heard as they tried to make sense of the creature moving forward slightly. We do not know for sure what it was owing to the low quality of camera, but we do know it was probably something horrible due to the screams and breathless talking of the people making the video.
عدنان والله عدنان صلاح صح والله ما يهارينا فتح ركب السيارة لا فتح شو عدنان تعال عدنان ورجع صورني عدنان
Number 5. There is another video that was shot on a campsite. The person got the creature in the film by sheer mistake. We can hear them talking and saying, "Did you hear something?" They thought it was a dog. We can hear them talking amongst themselves while they tried to figure out what was disturbing them at this time of the night. Behind the fire and the smoke that went up, we can see a strange creature crawl away from them in darkness. It certainly wasn't a dog, we can be sure of that. Whatever it was, Wendigo label has been put on it.
Damn sure. Eh?
Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours. You hear something?
The dog.
Okay.
Probably shy though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take pictures now.
This stick's getting pretty damn sharp. Eh?
Oh fuck, the smoke is in my face.
Well, you've been sharpening it for like 2 hours.
No.
You hear something?
Number 6. This video is again of a strange encounter that shook the online world. Let's take you to the very beginning of this confrontation. This is about a person who heard strange sounds coming from the wilderness every day. He decided to explore it all by himself one day. It must have required a lot of courage in the part of that young man. A day like any other, he got a camera and set out to investigate. He saw something in the tall grass and got it on camera. After posting it online, he labeled it as alien, but people online and experts claim that it was indeed a Wendigo. We can see the bright eyes in the shadow just as the video fades away. The shadow was prominent behind the camera range. What is it? We leave this decision to you to find out yourself if you are interested in this domain, or else why don't you upgrade knowledge and then return for analysis? Number 7. There was another incident which was referred to as a Quebec incident that still inspires fear into the heart of everyone who was there and all who listened to it afterwards. It started like any other spooky tale. A group of people sitting on a campsite. There is fire warmth to cherish and human company to enjoy on a starry night. All looks really good. Suddenly, the group has a strange feeling that they are being spied on, and some of them stand up to have a better look. They get up to investigate, and they take their video camera with them. What they managed to record was really quick, but it was enough to send shivers through everyone who saw it later. Something could be seen on the corner of the building door, and it dashed away really quickly. Unfortunately, we could not see any more of the creature, and the video turns off soon into the darkness. Whatever it was, we could not get a closer look. Number 8. Another video surfaced in 2017 in which we can see a person riding a bike through a narrow track in the garden. It's all sunny and green, with probably a nice smell all around. He went around the track and over a metal bridge. Just as he was passing in front of cemented walls, something nearly collides with him, forcing him to stop. He is clearly startled, and when he turns around to see who it was, there was nothing in the background. He watches everything on the road, and still no one is there. When we rewind the tape, we can see him pass that metal bridge and into the segment where he nearly collides with the creature. It lands on its limbs and scampers away really quickly into the darkness. While many advocate that it was probably only a runaway monkey, others claim that it was in fact a juvenile Wendigo that got in that place somehow and caused the rider to nearly crash while on the way. To this day, people are divided on this matter. Number 9.
It's right behind me. We gotta get out of here. Okay, come on this way.
Lady, okay?
I don't know.
Can you keep going?
Maybe.
We've got to keep
I don't know
going.
if I can keep going. I don't know. No, it hurts. I can't.
I think it's Dorsey.
No, it's Trick.
He's my teammate.
In another clip that happens to take place again in an abandoned building, a person is standing on the roof exploring the surrounding. There are trees all around and even water in the distance. Suddenly enough, someone or something catches his attention. He turns the camera towards the woods and something gets out of the trees and deeper into the woods. His camera shakes and he goes off. Upon zooming the video later on, we can see a strange creature getting out in the clearance before walking off calmly. Its appearance is exactly what we have seen in the description. A spooky gray lean body that can be seen really well. And he is walking while being crouched like an old man that needs a walking stick. Isn't it exactly what we have been telling you all? Before we could have a good look or analyze what kind of creature it is, it veered off track and into the woods, perhaps never to be seen again on camera.